battle ready.
Not too long ago, coming directly to Netflix was a movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters, and since then it's gone on to become a global sensation. In fact, people are losing their minds over this movie. Everybody's talking about it. It's gotten so popular they brought it to theaters so that you could sing along to the soundtrack. You would not believe the type of people that have come to me and asked me to watch this film. Friends, family, some older people, some of my coworkers, they go, "Sean, you need to watch this movie. You watch every movie. Trust me, you will love this film." And after watching the movie, I have to say they are right. This movie was ridiculously good. The movie follows a K-pop band named Hunter X or Huntrix, and they sing and fight together and harmonize to rid the world of evil and slay demons. Which on the surface feels like a movie we've seen a dozen times when it comes to kids movies, good versus evil, light versus darkness, but this movie is oddly unique. I don't think there's ever been another movie made like this. This is one of the most unique and kind of captivating animated films I think ever made. And this part might surprise you as well if you follow my channel, but I am really into Korean culture. I dabble in anime from time to time. I do listen to K-pop and I eat Korean food about once a week. I'm kind of obsessed. My friends make fun of me for it. I am so happy to see this movie make its way over to the West from the Eastern culture of K-pop. A lot of people are unfamiliar with the craze over there, the fanaticism, but really cool to see a mainstream part of our culture make its way over here in the form of an animated movie. A lot of kids will be exposed to Korean culture early on. Adults alike, there's a lot of people that are completely unfamiliar going into this probably when it comes to their pop scene and their culture. So it's really cool whenever you get a cultural crossblend like this. I completely understand why adults and children alike are losing their minds over this film. It's incredibly well made. It's unique. It made me feel like a 5-year-old again, honestly. I left the movie theater the same way I felt watching Toy Story for the first time, Disney's Hercules. Crazy accomplishment, hats off. In the movie, you have this girl band that's trying to rid the world of evil through harmonizing through their songs because they are such a global presence. And the demons in this movie understand they can't win over the fans through evil alone, so they develop their own K-pop boy band to win over their fans in kind of this dueling thing where you have this K-pop boy band singing against this K-pop girl band in a silly anime way, which as an adult sounds like a ridiculously silly concept, which it is. I mean, having these dueling bands in a musical that are going to combat good and evil by singing their songs, again, silly, but oddly unique. I don't think there's a movie that even comes close to this, one of a kind, a K-pop animated musical made for adult and children alike. Never seen it before. It's crazy. I thought the visuals of this movie were just phenomenal. I was like completely starstruck with how good they look. I don't know what the cost of this movie was. I don't know how it went directly to Netflix, but the visuals of this movie paired with the soundtrack of this film, with the beats of the music going to the action, it's breathtaking. I get why kids were like stimulus overload watching this because I felt the same way. Paired with that soundtrack, which I think is incredibly catchy, there's 4 or 5 songs in this movie that will be stuck in your head. They're just legitimately good songs, not even in the movie. But paired with the fact that these songs do add to the movie, again, this is like an anime musical. It's a hybrid of both. So when you pair the songs of this movie actually progressing the plot, it's cool that the movie works as a standalone, just having really catchy songs you'll listen to on Spotify, with having them serve a purpose to the story and progress this plot. I think the biggest sell to this film, honestly, is I think it is a movie made for both children and adults. It's a throwback to like that golden era of the Disney movies of like the 90s, the 2000s, where the whole family would sit down and everybody would like the movie equally. It was not made for a specific demographic. Because there are things in this movie, obviously, kids are going to understand the good versus evil thing, very surface level things. They're going to enjoy the songs. They're going to be captivated by the visuals of this movie. But then there's things happening in the film that adults are going to really enjoy, and they're going to pick up on these subconscious themes of what it means to be ourselves, being true to ourselves, acknowledging our flaws, accepting who we really are. Deeper themes, I like to say. That's what they used to do in animated movies when they were great. They put themes in for adults and children that both of us would pick up on. Adults would pick up on things that children wouldn't. Children would enjoy the ooh and ah of everything. That's what I think this movie does really well. I think this is a movie that everybody can watch and everybody can enjoy together, adult and children alike. When you have to watch the movie 10 times in a row because you have a kid who just wants to watch the same thing on repeat, I feel like as an adult, you really appreciate the ones that are a little bit deeper and they're more well done, so that you don't have to watch the same like little kids songs over and over again. This is just a movie made for everybody. There's not a whole lot else to say about this film. This is a silly animated movie that focuses on K-pop, and it's kind of made for children, but at the same time, adults will like it as well. If you're somebody listening to this and you don't like any of these elements, you don't like animated films, you don't like anime, you don't like K-pop, you think the movie just sounds silly and not something up your alley, trust me, this movie is a really good gateway. Like, it just has very catchy songs. It's incredibly well made. Themes that will resonate with you regardless if you kind of like this type of movie. So I recommend you give it a chance if you take my opinion seriously and you check this out, even if this is not normally your type of movie, because I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised by just how good of a movie this is. Not even genre specific, just as an overall movie. Overall, I had a blast with this film, a pretty big shoe-in to be in my top 5 at the end of the year. I think this is just an incredibly well-made movie, catchy songs, themes for adults and children alike, everybody can enjoy together. A throwback to when animated movies were great, not just like preachy or not just pandering to a certain demographic, but just legitimately great movie, animation aside. It's not just incredibly well made and unique for what it's trying to be. I think this is legitimately one of the best animated movies ever made, probably. I thought this movie was awesome. If you've seen the movie, comment down below. Let me know if you think it's as good as I do. Like, comment, subscribe as always. Join the channel. I love talking movies with you, but I will see you in the next review. Peace.